Y'all, we live in difficult times. There's war, political unrest, the pandemic, poverty, families being torn, communities ripped by gun violence and people dying every day. Police, injustice, it's all bringing so much pain. But y'all, we can look inside our minds and we can understand who we are, become better, and do this thing like we've never done it before. But it all starts with our mental health, and I know we can do it. I believe in you because I believe in me, and I believe in us. Hello, everyone. My name is Gerald McGee of Everyday People Individual and Family Counseling Center, and we are celebrating 10 years of Everyday People Counseling, and we're so happy to be here, located in the Shore Cultural Center in Euclid, Ohio, the big red building in the middle. I'm so excited to have Niesha Perry with us again today, the founder of Triumphant Counseling, and she also has a book.
I do.
And so we're going to be talking today about setting expectations for self-care, yes, and how we actually go through that process of making it happen. Because it's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to actually have something in place to make it happen. Somebody say make it happen, y'all.
Make it happen.
Come on, y'all. Let's make it happen. But before we get all off into that, we're gonna set the table with a little bit of attitude of gratitude. Mm-hmm. And today, our attitude of gratitude is learning how to master what you have control of and knowing what you don't have control of. Because mastering the things that you have the ability to control will make your life a whole lot easier. Look, y'all, if we don't experience any stress in life, that means we're dead, because we're going to experience stress one way or the other. But we can manage how much we stress by understanding what we have control of, becoming efficient at managing those things, and leaving the rest to somebody else. That's right, y'all. So let us learn to master what we control, so we can become the best versions of ourselves. So, with that being said, Niesha, how you doing?
I'm good, Gerald. How you doing?
I am doing good. I can't complain too much.
Yeah, you done pop your collar and everything. Okay.
Yeah, got that Carolina blue on. Yeah, see, people may not know this, but I'm a old school, I guess I would say old school kid from North Carolina. I grew up in North Carolina, graduated from college in North Carolina, and I came to Ohio, and I've been here, and I've been here ever since then. And I know people say to me all the time, well, how is somebody from North Carolina in Ohio? Because I wanted to be in an environment like what I saw on Charlie Brown. An environment where there was snow and know what that was like and know what that felt like and everything. So I was amazed. But I'm going to tell you, when I first came here, I did not realize how much it would snow. Now, it don't snow that much now, but when I first came here, it seemed like it snowed and it snowed and it snowed.
Mm-hmm, and it did.
And it snowed. And then I was like, Dad, yo, where the grass at? When
where the grass at?
When is the grass gonna come back out? And this other thing that I did, I thought it was kind of crazy, was, well, I didn't think it was crazy at the time. Being from North Carolina, I had got some tickets to a Cavs game. And it was snowing that day, and it was coming down. So I called the Coliseum trying to figure out if they was gonna cancel the game.
Sorry, we're in Cleveland.
And they didn't, so that was a culture shock for me. They didn't do that in Cleveland. But understand, coming from North Carolina, as soon as they suggested there was gonna be an inch of snow on the ground, people was running to the store trying to buy everything in there, talking about they're going to be in their house for the next week and everything. People getting out of school early. It's just like on. It's such a different atmosphere. So when I go down there now and it's snowing, I see how people reacting to it. I'll be like, why is everybody acting like that? It's just a little bit of snow. But anyway, but I'm doing good, Niesha.
Okay, thank you for that. That's a little known fact. I never knew.
Yeah. Carolina, North Carolina. So let's get into this talk about how we establish a routine for self-care and boundaries. What do we need to do? Obviously, there must be some technique to it. In our last episode, we talked about the baseline.
Yes.
We talked about having a routine. The music had to have a baseline that flowed a certain way, so the music could be predictable. So we could get a sense of where it was going, and we need to have that in our life in order for us to be able to have a quality life experience, one that will actually work for us.
Yes.
Our story will be one that it was our experience, not just the reaction of somebody else's actions or somebody else's doing or somebody else behaving. Now, but when we tell our story, we feel like our life was ours because we designed it. No matter what our obstacles were, we made it happen in a way that we wanted it to be.
Yes.
So with that being said, because I like to talk a lot, right? Let's talk about
Yeah, we're talking about the hows today. So we already set the foundation of taking care of ourselves, not only taking care of ourselves, but how to practice self-care. Then identifying the difference between what our limits are, what our boundaries are, and identifying the difference between who we are in our relationships, who we are as individuals. Now we're going to talk about, well, now that I know this and I'm ready to make these changes and I know I need to have better boundaries, but where do I start? Right? So today we are going to talk about the DBT skill. DBT is dialectical behavioral therapy. In that module of interpersonal effectiveness, it talks about the FAST skill. So today we are going to discuss what it means and how to use FAST, F-A-S-T, for interpersonal effectiveness and maintaining our boundaries and our self-respect in our relationships.
Yeah, interpersonal effectiveness, meaning my interactions with others.
Between two people.
Yeah, between two people. Yes, we want to get better at that. So let's start with it. So where you get us going here.
All right. So we're gonna start with the F. The F in FAST stands for fair. We want to be fair. We don't want to go into our relationships, especially last episode we talked about when we have that emotional connection with others. We want to be good enough. We want to be seen as good people. So when we're being fair, we're making sure that their needs are met, they're okay, and we are okay. When we don't have boundaries, we are just making sure everyone else is okay. As far as the codependency as well, everyone else is okay, but we are not.
Yeah, we're not okay. Yeah, we're looking out for other people, and we're not okay. And when we're not fair to ourselves, people can obviously take advantage of us.
Yes.
Check this out. When people come to me and tell me that, oh my God, this person is so narcissistic. Now, I know that only 2.5% of people ever meet the criteria for narcissism. So when people tell me that, I oftentimes think, how are they fair to themselves? Because when they're not fair to themselves, somebody that might have some narcissistic tendencies may push on them, may ask them for things, may want things, and because they're always trying to be this helper, always trying to do things, this person says, well, they always say yes. So and then they keep pushing more, and then you keep giving more, so they didn't keep pushing more, and then you like, man, I'm always doing stuff for them, and they never seem to understand.
They don't.
Albert Ellis said, never expect people to do for you what you can do for yourself. So if you assume that people will act in their own best interest. So if you assume that people will be fair to you, then you're sadly mistaken, because if they don't have a consciousness to do that, they're probably going to bend to their own interest, and yours are going to be pushed aside. So when you can be fair to yourself,
that's key.
you establish boundaries for people not to take advantage of you, because not everybody gonna step back and say, "Oh, I see I've been asking you too often." No, well, and then
people treat you how you treat yourself.
Yeah.
If you're giving it, they're gonna take it, and they're gonna keep on taking.
Yeah, and if you've been identified as a person that they can always come to and say, and they can come to, and you will say yes. When you say no, oh my God.
Yeah, it's like Beyonce say, the first time I said no, it's like I never said yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Good job. Good job. That's what I'm saying. Yes, exactly. So you gotta maintain a routine. You gotta get comfortable with being fair to yourself. Okay. We can keep going on.
All right, so we're fair. So we want to be fair to yourself as well, fair to others. So the A stands for no over apologies. We don't want to apologize for having to decline a request or saying, no, I'm unable to make it to the baby shower or the wedding, or, I got to cancel movie night tonight. If you're not feeling well, give yourself that permission just to be tired. I don't feel well. That's the end of it. Now, I'm so sorry I'm sick. I shouldn't have ate such and such, or I shouldn't have stayed out all night the night before. Whatever it is that we know that we can't do, we got to be okay with that. These are my limits. This is as far as I can go. So being okay with not overextending yourself, not apologizing for having feelings, not apologizing for being human. So the A stands for no over apologies.
Yeah, so you don't, because you always apologizing. That's another thing. People will take advantage of that. Like, you're always wrong. You're always not getting it right. And that feeds the self-defeating thinking that there's something wrong with me. If I gotta always apologize, I'm always having a problem. No. Yeah. Sometimes you are where you are, and you say no because of that. So don't apologize.
We don't have to apologize.
You don't have to apologize about anything.
So we can validate our own feelings. When we invalidate ourselves, then the other person has that space to say, well, you can still come, or you can still give, you can still do. But when we go in with confidence, I am unable to, I am not feeling well, or these are my limits. If you're at work and your manager asks, well, can you work a double, or can you stay over an hour, and you know that you have to pick your children up from school, or if you're tired, going in with that confidence to say, well, I'm unable to. And not saying, I'm so sorry I can't, I wish I could. No, I can't.
Exactly. You know what? We talk a lot about validating self. That is such a powerful thing, validating self. Because it sounds like it's my responsibility to feel good about who I am, and to know my actions are good, and to feel at peace with those actions. So somebody can't just come and take away my actions or say I haven't done enough, and then I just feel like I haven't done enough. It's like, this joy that I have, you didn't give it to me. You can't take it away because it's mine. I know what I've done. I know where I've walked. I know where I've talked. And you can't tell me that I haven't done enough. Please stop right now.
Yes.
I've done enough. I'm okay with that. And you can feel valid in that. And so sometimes we do that with people when it comes to doing things for them. Sometimes we minimize ourselves and make ourselves small because we feel we look a certain way or we don't act a certain way. But no, we have to look at ourselves and feel good about who we are. Yes. We have to understand that we are wonderfully designed and created, and we are capable.
Yes, we are.
And we do every day really great things.
Yes.
So I know. So I know we can move into. I'm gonna let you go into the next part here because I was about to say something else, but I'm gonna go ahead and let you go.
Go ahead.
No, but I know in your book you did that was for youth, but you talked about affirmations and the importance of affirmations and people really starting to validate themselves and understanding who they are every day when they get up.
Yes.
Understanding. I walk with a certain authority. That I am good and I can fail, but that doesn't make me. That only helps define my next success.
Yes.
Like just knowing that and believing in that, because so much we get into this dialogue in our head and feel like we're always questioning who we are. Every failure, every sort of success, we never feel good about who we are. So the constant need for that validation from somebody else versus looking inside and realizing, you know what? Whether I fail, whether I succeed, I'm still good.
That's right. Absolutely. I made a mistake because I actually tried. Absolutely.
Well, I love that. I made a mistake because I actually tried. That's right. Listen, tune in next time for the continuation of this episode.